my water supply, I've decided to use an electrical pump to send the water up to the tap. A lot of people might choose to use the foot pump style pump, and that's totally okay, but I wanted to have something slightly more sophisticated. The pump that I've chosen to use is made by a company called Whale. It's a 12-volt submersible pump. Submersible meaning it sits inside of the water supply, which in my case is a large water container. The pump was relatively inexpensive. I think it was around about £10–11. They do a variety of different pumps, different levels of pumps. The one that I chose is probably the entry level, the most basic that they do, and that pumps somewhere in the region of 10 litres per minute, which for my purposes is absolutely fine. The pump is actuated by a tap. Now the tap that I chose is made by a company called Comet. Inside of the tap is a micro switch, so when you turn the knob it actuates the micro switch, which closes the electrical circuit, which sends power to the pump. The pump turns on and starts pumping water up through a hose pipe to the tap until such time as the tap is turned off and the micro switch releases. Both are pretty easy to fit. You'll find that on the tap there are two wires coming out, and you might instantly think that one of those is a positive wire and the other is an earth wire. That's not the case. So there's no negative, or there's no earth on the switch. It's just positive in, positive out, and the switch itself just opens and closes the circuit. This tap's clearly made for a much thinner worktop, like a 20mm worktop. This worktop's 40, so the actual screw part, the screw thread here, once the tap's in, it doesn't even show through the bottom. So I'm going to have to cut away. A hole at the bottom. Oh, this is becoming really shitty. Alright, so that I managed to get that nut in now. I've learned from experience with plastic things not to tighten them too much. Looking at the top though, the tap is sturdy, folds down, be out of the way, lifts up, and then we have on this side the knob. If you listen carefully you might be able to hear a click when the micro switch activates. Behold, one water pump. Now I explained the water pump earlier and that I was waiting for some food safe hosepipe to arrive. That's arrived now, I have that in my possession. It's 10mm inner diameter tubing, which is perfect for the tap because that has a 10mm connector. The pump, on the other hand, has a 12mm connector, which I wasn't aware of. I just assumed that they would be the same. That was my mistake. I've managed to get around that by pouring some boiling water into a cup, leaving the hose sat in the cup for 5 minutes or so to soften it up, and then I was able to work the tubing onto the larger connector, and that's pretty solid. I don't think that's ever coming off, although I don't want to yank on it too hard just in case it does. So I'm ready to fit this now. First things first, I will connect this to the tap. Then I will wire in the pump and the tap. But before I do any of that, even though I said first things first, before I do any of that, I need to fill a water container with some water. I need to make a hole in the cap, and that's because the hole in the top of the tank is around about 5 centimeters wide, and these cables combined, or this hose and this cable combined, is nowhere near that. So what I don't want is debris and dust and stuff falling into the water tank, the water supply. Okay, I've made the hole. Moment of truth. Let's see if this fits through. Yeah, not a bad fit. And so now I can place this down into the tub, into the tank. Screw that lid on. And that's one half of the water supply sorted. So underneath the sink we have the drainage pipe that we previously saw being put together in another video. Then we have the drainage hose that comes down into another separate tank that I have, which will be my grey water tank. You are positive. That's 2 positives. So I just need to put a fuse in here now to make that live. Will it work? Well, that seems to work. Now I guess the next bit is when I pull the plug out, what happens? Will it go on the floor? Or will it go in the waste bottle? I'm rating that S for success. That was cheesy. I'm really sorry. That's good. That's good. I've got some lights to install on this side of the van, and then once that's done I can tidy up all of these cables and put them somewhere out of the way where they're not going to get knocked and interrupted. I also need to put some electrician's tape around some stuff just to seal some things up, but yeah, this is looking okay. I've got water! Woo woo! Thanks for watching this episode. See you in the next one.